Whoa!
We're live.
We're live, and it's Wednesday.
What are we doing on a Wednesday?
What are we doing on a Wednesday?
Well, we're going to recap everything we did for September.
Whoa, September.
I
I vaguely remember the pain of September.
It's not the 23rd day of September, but it's close.
No. Do you remember?
Well, I'm Tom.
And I'm Diana.
And she hates games, and we're going to find out all of the games that she hated this month.
The most.
It's the recap of the month of the games that she hated.
Of the most
Roll
hated,
the intro.
Right?
Oh, she's looking at those games.
We're supposed to say, whoa. Look at all those games. It's a Tower of Hatred.
So,
I'm going to make that game, the Tower of Hatred.
Tower of Hatred.
Someone get on that. Okay.
So what I did was I took a snapshot of all of our plays for the month, and we have played 11 games in the month of September, not including, we normally play games at least 2 times. So
yeah. So we've had 11 shows.
We played 11 games. We've only we do 2 shows a week, so really there's only 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh, so only
8 of these that we're reviewing have actually a show attached to them.
Oh, okay.
There are 3 that we played this month, so we're including it in our list, but we may end up giving extra special attention to those later.
Dear. Okay.
So of those 11 games,
yes,
6 of those games are ones that we liked.
Oh, really?
And 5 of those games she hated.
Oh, yes.
And we went through the Meeple ranking system, and she ranked from order of most hated to least hated, or reverse. So what we'll do is we'll do 2 basically separate top 5 lists: the top 5 games that she liked for September, and the top 5 games that she hated for September. Do you want to start or end with the good ones or the bad ones?
Oh gosh, what makes better?
Do we want to end on a high note or end on a
it's all high. No, it's all high. If I love them, I love them. And if I hate them, I love to hate them. So
all right. Well, let's talk about the loves then.
Okay,
first.
Sure. Do it. What are we doing?
So we're doing it in order. So first we're going to start with game number 6. This one just squeaked by on the hatred list to be able to be one that we keep.
Okay.
And that one is called Meeple Towers.
Oh, Meeple Towers.
Meeple Towers. What is this crazy
Life
game?
just got better, or whatever the tagline is.
That's right.
Right.
So Meeple Towers is this crazy game where basically you're building little towers and putting your little meeples on top, and so it's very much a placing columns and trying to score victory points based on your buildings. I think maybe this would be better with more players. The 2-player is a little bit you got to really be aggressive and really want to kill.
Oh, that's true. Well,
to be able to do well in that game in a 2-player. But otherwise, we had a fun time. And the fun part about this is building. It's like having a Lego set, sort of. You're building your own Lego stuff. So
yes, I vaguely remember this one. No, I remember it. Yes, it was fun. It was easy to understand. It was fun to. I think it could be a little bit more cutthroat with 2 people. Like, we went after each other. But
the first time we played it, we didn't go after each other, and it was boring as hell. But the second time we went after each other, and it was like, oh, that's pretty exciting and fun. But you really got to be aggressive and want to kill your opponent.
Well, and who doesn't? Okay, number 6.
So there's number 6, Meeple Towers.
Number 6, Meeple Towers. All right.
All right. So number 5 is a game we didn't do a show for yet, but we should probably do a quick show for. We picked this up in Target on a whim.
Don't go.
And we thought
on a whim. It's always on his whim. It's never on my whim.
Number 5 is the game Last Defense.
Whoa.
20 minutes. You have 20 minutes to save the city.
So, yes, he was on the fence about the Last Defense for a while. And, I'm never going to be the one to break that tie.
Yep.
I think he was really averse to it because of the app that's involved.
Yes, I hate apps. I hate
He loves apps,
games.
but he hates games. Yeah, you hate real-time games.
Yeah, so real-time games with an app, it's like a double trouble for trouble.
Double trouble
But
for trouble.
what originally sold me on it was, and they don't even have it on the back of the box, but there's a player character on here that you can play. That is a dog.
It's a dog.
And it's called Good Boy. And so I just wanted to play the dog.
Yeah. But I ended up playing the dog, I think.
You ended up playing the dog.
Yes.
There's the dog right there. That's a good boy. So yeah, super fun.
Yes, Last Defense was really fun, and
yeah, because the app just makes monsters come out, and it goes, oh, there's a monster in this city, and you got to rush and grab the monster. Oh, there's a monster spawned in this city, you got to go rush and grab that monster.
And what's really funny about this game is that you have to cooperate with whomever you're playing, and so it's funny. It's funny to see how people's brains work, i.e., his brain and my brain together in a teeny tiny fun crisis.
Yeah, a little just fun little game.
So you gotta get organized, you gotta do the deeds, and you have to pay attention to the timer. And we played it a couple of times, and what's fun about it is that you can go back. I think the adventure can be a little bit different, and you can beat your time.
Yeah. So I don't know how many times we'll play this again, but it's definitely worth the $20 at Target. So number 5 on our list of games that she loves for
September. Okay.
September 2020 for those.
Yeah, watching. For those of you tuning in from whatever.
All right, number 4. Number 4 is another game we haven't done on the show, but we're going to do it on the show, I think, because it's another one that I picked up on a whim. I thought it would be, I saw it on a thing, and I thought it would be interesting. And that is a new game called School of Sorcery. Yes, and we're definitely going to do a show on this next week, I think. But this is on the September list. Might make it on the October list as well if we play it in October.
Come on now.
Yes.
Let's not get crazy. School of Sorcery is a nice little card game.
Nice little 2-player only game. And we are 2 players of all. So 2-player games work great. Yeah, and basically you're playing these wizards, and you basically, and again, you would hate it. You would think she would hate it because there's wizards.
Yeah,
and it's casting spells, and blah, blah, blah. But basically, it's very simply, there are cards that are there are locations that are assigned dice, and when you roll your dice, you can put your little gems, and it's basically like an area control game where you're controlling specific cards, and if you have enough gems on the cards, you win those cards, and the cards give you victory points and also special abilities, and you just back and forth until someone gets the most points. So it's definitely fun. The cards are cute. The theme is cute.
Yeah, I forget how many.
It doesn't feel like Harry Potter, even though it looks like Harry Potter.
It looks like it, and it smells like it. School of Sorcery, but it doesn't lend itself that way. Yeah, it's a nice game. It plays fairly quickly, but there's enough strategy to it and enough hope and wishful thinking that your plan will come to fruition. Like, the cards can stay out there for a while, and you can battle for the cards over the different, because you have to win by so many gems, right? There's so anyway.
Yeah.
It was
surprising to me because this has everything she should hate. It has
why?
It has wizards and schools and kids and crystals.
Wow, I'm like a monster. It's true. Okay, but what things do I like? I like to chuck dice.
Are there dice? There's dice chucking.
Okay, so there you go. What else do I like? I like to battle you.
Yes, you like pushing your luck. There's some push your luck.
So there's gambling, there's dice, and I get to go head to head with him and battle over cards.
Yeah, and there's definitely take that kind of things that you can screw your neighbor with. So that's
So why wouldn't I like this game?
I don't know.
Well, I did. I liked it.
Now she does, and it is her fourth favorite game of September.
Okay.
All right. The third favorite game of September.
Oh my goodness, he's done a lot of pre-work, ladies and gentlemen.
The third favorite game we don't have with us right now because we already gave it away. But but we did do a review on it. You can go check it out. It's called ReWorld. Again, another one she should probably hate because it's space and sci-fi theme, and there's just moving tokens around and doing all sorts of stuff.
I don't hate space, and I don't hate sci-fi.
But yes, it
depends on the theme. Well, I'm remembering it, and I'm remembering what I liked about it. There was a soothing quality to the placement and to the pregame, to the building up of the execution of all the plans.
Well, the game actually is in 2 phases, and phase 1 is you're loading up your ship to go to the planet. And then phase 2 is you're deploying your little ship pieces to the planet to build your little cities on the planet.
Right.
And I think we both agreed phase 1 is completely superfluous and dumb and
Takes forever.
and really hated, by the time you get through with phase 1, you're like, oh, this game sucks. But then when you get to phase 2, it's a completely different game. And it's so, like you said, soothing and fun to just load up your planet, build your little city
to have it all deployed, just to see the fruit of the labor that was too laborious. I believe I even used the word laborious in the playthrough.
Reworld number 3. The second most loved game is another surprise in the
again. He must get a lot of. You must get a lot of abuse. He must.
But that is the Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off.
I used the F word so many times in our review of this game. Fun, fun, fun.
That's right. This one is a good one because basically you would think we would both hate it because number 1, it's sci-fi. Number 2, she played the original game, and the original game is kind of dry. And for me, I have the original game, so like, why do I need another version of this game? But both of these things were solved by the game is simpler, more streamlined, and it's super easy to play and fun to play. It has dice chucking and push your luck, which is basically right up her alley. They did a great job with this, and it's just there's nothing bad about it.
I think it got a 10 out of 10, didn't it?
I think this one got a 10 out of 10. Yeah. So this is the second most loved game.
Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Are we ready for number 1?
Yeah, do
Or
it.
do you want to wait and do the hateds and then do the number 1?
I don't know what corresponds to your graphics display
This is
there.
the first time we've ever done this.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think?
Oh, let's just because we didn't do a show for this. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so we haven't done a show for this one either.
Oh my gosh, though! But I love this game. I get so excited just looking at it. I'm starting to salivate. Woo! Okay.
So what is the She Hates Game seal of approval?
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
This is the number 1 loved game for September, and we haven't even done a show for it yet.
That's right.
So
you don't even get a show for it.
It will probably also be the number 1 loved game of October.
Okay,
because we're going to do a show.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is
name it.
Escape the Dark Sector.
Yes. Oh, but she should hate it because it's sci-fi.
Yes. So
no, it was so great.
It's sci-fi.
How did you even find this game, and why did you find it? And I can't even believe he sprung it on me like on a Saturday afternoon, and it was glorious. I do not speak this way about any game ever. Okay.
Yep. Well, this game is actually a sequel to a game called Escape the Dark Castle. I think it's a fantasy version.
Okay.
This is the sci-fi version, and I'm glad I never knew the fantasy version.
Me too, because that sounds lame
because she would totally hate the fantasy version.
Hate it. Okay. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong.
But anyway, the major fun of this is you have these story cards, and the story cards, you turn them over and it guides you through basically a story, and you use these dice to fight, and it's just super exciting and fun, and you can play it solo, or we played it 2-player, and it's definitely...
So basically we're a team and we were on a ship.
Yeah, and not only is the story engaging, like you're trying to escape this space station, and you're running in all these different traps.
You got creatures, you got bombs going off, you got someone trying to steal something, you're getting locked out of things. Yeah.
But it also has this ingenious dice system and combat system that is actually upgraded from the first version of this. So a lot of people that played the first version said it's just boring, it's just rolling dice. What they did on this, the way they changed the combat in this, it's so super exciting. It's just, I can't even say enough about it. But you'll have to watch the She Hates Games playthrough of it, which we'll probably do next week.
Whoa, so there you go. Number
1 loved game of September, Escape the Dark Sector. Go get it. It's amazing.
Whoa, listen to that.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll do a playthrough of that. Sorry, we haven't done a playthrough of it yet, but I'd like to get a taste ahead of time so that I know what I'm in for on the show. So that's a She Hates Games review of the 6 top games of September.
6 top games of September. Yep. Now let's talk about the ones she hated.
Loser alert. Okay, what do you got for me?
All right, coming in at number 5 is...
So this is The least hated of the hated.
Least hated of the hated.
The least hated of the hated.
Splendor Marble.
Oh, Diana, what are you doing hating Splendor Marble? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm hating Splendor Marble, but only the top, you know.
Yep. Now, we originally got this because we don't have an actual version of Splendor at all. And Splendor is just a very famous game, but we mainly play it on our phone app for the most part anyway. So I thought it'd be neat to have a physical version, and what better way than to have Marvel cards with Marvel people on them, you know, and Marvel locations, and there's lots of cool, you know, famous Marvel characters. There's Iron Man and Black Panther and blah, 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 right? But unfortunately, I mean, we might end up keeping this just because we want to. It's a totally great version of Splendor. If you don't have Splendor, if you want a physical version of Splendor, this is great to get. We only play Splendor on our phone, and so we don't really need a physical version. And for me, it's just pasted on. The theme is pasted on. There's no integrated.
Right.
My major complaint was that there was no special powers or anything that made it feel like you were assembling the Avengers. It just felt like, here are the green cards, and let's just put a bunch of, you know, baseball card faces on them. Yeah,
you didn't like the artwork. They didn't actually use or create gems for the what do I want to say? What do I want to call it? I want to call it a gauntlet. What's the word?
Yes, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, the gauntlet. It didn't sound right when I was saying it. So, yeah. So I think shortcuts were made to give it, you know, to do the callback to Splendor. And it's just not satisfying as Marvel Splendor. So it's kind of a dud.
That's right.
So there you go.
So
Out of my life. Okay.
Marvel Splendor.
Yep. Not enough good things to say about it. What's next? Oh, I see it.
Number 4.
Oh, dear.
Most hated game for September.
Yep.
And that is called Small World of Warcraft.
Woof. So all the reasons that he loves Warcraft is all the reasons that I can't stand it, just because I can't stand it. But anyway, take it away there, Small World of Warcraft, because you know the lore of
Well,
this.
here's another one where Small World is a very famous game. I don't own a copy of Small World. I happen to love World of Warcraft and the World of Warcraft universe. So I thought, what a great combinations. I can get a copy of Small World and I can get the World of Warcraft universe. And for the most part, that's exactly what you're getting. You're getting a more streamlined Small World of Warcraft version of Small World.
Okay.
But yes, and very unique changes. I mean, the thing I hated about Splendor, I love about this, where they actually make these islands instead of boards. And oh yes, and this is their great gaming tray. This is how the gaming tray keeps everything together.
Yeah, it's a Small World of Warcraft. Whoops!
But
I guess it spilled.
My point is, I still liked it, but at the end of the day, it is Small World. And if you don't like the Small World game, or if Small World is kind of meh for you, or if Small World is too easy for you, they didn't change anything like that for Small World. So it's good to have a copy of Small World that has Warcraft on it. But
for me, playing through, and if I recall, you the creatures that you play are kind of by luck because you end up retiring them.
yes.
Right. So the most fun creature to play were those little goblins or gnomes or whatever. I can't remember because they set off bombs. So I was like, yes, please. I'm going to play those guys the entire time because for me, the other creatures paled in comparison to what their abilities were.
Yep.
And there's the small island and the bigger island. And I recall just feeling like I was kind of wasting turns or phoning it in. Hello. Yeah. So
yeah, I think that, and that's a problem with Small World in general, not just this version, but some races are really cool and some races are meh.
Yeah.
And and the luck of the draw is what you're up for.
Yeah.
And then you basically have to deal with what you deal with. But,
so that's the part of chance and gamble that I don't like.
Yeah.
So boo.
So there you go. Number 4. Most hated game.
Dun, dun, dun.
Number 3, we don't have anymore.
Oh, because we hated it so much.
We hated it so much. And that was Mariposas.
Mariposas.
The butterfly game.
The butterfly game.
Elizabeth Hargrave, who did the Wingspan game. So a lot of
expectation there. Because a million years ago, before we started doing the channel, we played Wingspan, and I was like, oh, yeah. I can't believe how beautiful and peaceful and charming and lovely and wise that game is. And then Mariposas came.
Yeah.
And
What
yeah.
did you hate about it?
What did I hate about it? I just didn't. I didn't feel compelled. I felt too scattered on the map. I don't feel like the map was clear. I don't feel like this. I don't feel like the layout of the map or the cities really.
Again, we play 2-player, and there's a known now problem with the 2-player game.
Oh, is it because I play it? Is that the problem with the 2-player game?
It's just they have these little way stations that you can basically collect bonus cards from, but in a 2-player game, you can never get the way station, so it's just kind of useless. So then you're just running around, flying around aimlessly. There's really no goal to the butterfly paths.
Yeah.
And then so you're never going to get the bonus points, and then you're really just trying to figure out how can you get a level 4 butterfly back to the beginning.
Because you need to hatch from level 1 to level 2 to level 3 to level 4, and there are several butterflies in your collection maybe that you can unleash. And the goal is to go out and get to level 4 and come back and cross as many and bring as many level 4s back to across the finish line. Correct.
And there's some mid-game scoring cards, but for the most part, you're going to get most of your points from the butterflies you get back. And I don't know that there's a big swing in, how many butterflies people can get back. So
so
who knows? Maybe it's better with more players because you can do those way stations, but it's just not.
Just meh, not very compelling, sort of messy actually.
Yeah.
And I don't think.
All right.
So there you go. Sorry, Mariposas.
So number 2, the number 2 most hated game of September. And I'm so sad about this one. It is what it is.
That's what happens when you play with me.
And that is Ikaan.
Oh, Ikaan, why weren't you better? He's
Look
beautiful.
At this giant box.
Yeah.
Oh, Ikaan.
Okay. Get it out already. Ikaan, and I left. That's what happened.
I mean, it's just the box is so beautiful. There's so much beautiful stuff in here. These miniatures. I mean, this tray is amazing. The miniatures are great. The production quality is so great.
But Ikaan is not scary. He roams all around you and nothing happens to you.
That's probably the biggest problem of the game is that there's no urgency. There's no like, oh my God, the guy's coming to get me.
Easily survivable, right?
Easily survivable, exactly. And then it just comes down to victory points at the end, and whoever collected the most stuff can get the most victory points.
Yeah.
It's very random.
Which is
it's very sad, and I wish it were better, and I might end up house ruling some of this stuff to make it a more exciting game, but that's in the future of my life.
So this is the one where you put out those 3 different types of machinery, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are they? I don't remember what they're called. The refinery,
the harvester, and the.
I don't remember the other one.
One lets you harvest crystals, one lets you get victory points, and one lets you get cards.
Get cards, right? Yeah. Woof. So it's fun it's okay to travel around the map. I vaguely remember some cool combos, but ultimately, we had talked about the harvester and the refinery and everything. It'd be better to create like a chain reaction to always be getting resources, I think.
Yeah,
is that right?
It needs to be more of an engine builder, I think, instead of having to reinvent the wheel every turn. And you only have so many turns, so then it's like the whole thing just seems like a.
And again, it's called Ikaan. It should be about. Is this Ikaan? It should be about Ikaan. Right?
I think Ikaan's the name of the city that's in the center of the board.
Oh, well then forget what I just said.
But
anyway, it's lame. The aggressor is lame. Nothing happens.
Yeah, the Colossus.
The Colossus.
Yeah.
That's the word.
It's great, but I mean it's so beautiful. I need to do something with this.
It is beautiful.
So we'll figure it out.
Next. Oh, no. No and no and no. No.
What are you saying no about?
I'm just saying no about
what's number 1.
The next one. And we just did it. Right?
if you saw our show yesterday, not yesterday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
so,
yesterday.
Right? I've tried. It's like so traumatic. We've already tried to forget
That's
about
right.
it.
The number one hated
terrible
game
terrible
of September.
How is this possible? Because when did we play Barrage? I'm just saying.
We played Barrage a long time ago.
We did? Oh.
The number one hated game of September is Tekenyu! Obelisk of the Sun.
Terrible, 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 terrible.
So tell everybody why you hate this game.
I told everybody about it yesterday. Why I hate this game.
Mm-hmm.
It is tedious. It is tedious. I just don't even know. You're gonna have to ask me some baiting questions. Mm-hmm. It's and here's the thing.
Did you feel like you had enough resources to spend on things?
No, absolutely not. We played together. We played together against the bot. Against Botan, what is it? Botan Common. So no, I could never acquire the, let's see here. No, there's too many plates to spin. Therefore, we could not get the resources that we wanted and or needed. And the bot had a real hold on the pillar build. So, there's too many options, and there's no clear path, and no path is revealed to you. And so when you choose a path, you only have like 8 rounds or something. Is that right? So it's terrible.
There's 16 rounds in the whole game, but then you need to keep track of every 2 rounds the obelisk turns once, and then every another 2 rounds it turns again, and then you compare something in a mott phase, and
that's when you do
does that one. And then
you do the big game score, but you do big game scoring 4 times.
No,
right? 2 times.
Only 2 times.
Only 2 times.
So you have to go 2 times, then spin the obelisk, then go 2 more times, then spin the obelisk again, and then compare your turn order to see where your turn order is.
No.
Then do that again, go 2 times, then turn the obelisk, then go 2 times again, and then not only compare the turn order, but then do your half game scoring. And then do all of that one more time. And by the time you're at the end, you don't feel like you got any farther than you were in the beginning.
Absolutely not. And in the section that was over here on the section where you're what do I want to say? What I can't remember, but I don't remember that area where you're building the buildings. Where you're building the buildings.
The quarry.
So
you
stupid.
could put in the quarry to get resources. You could also build buildings in the temple. But
you're doing all this work, and you're playing against the bot, and it's building after building after building. And if you have so many buildings in this row, then if you have majority, you're going to win. Why did I just lay out 9 buildings to get majority and to earn 3 points? Suck it, Tekenyu. No, thank you. Yeah, just terrible.
It's just too fiddly to keep track of. If it were easier to keep track of the turns and things, I think I could put up with the lack of. I mean, it is a very Eurogame thing to have very tight resources and really try to figure out how do you make the most out of the little that you have.
Yeah.
But I can't do that when I'm also paying attention to when the thing's supposed to turn and what dice I'm supposed to put in what slots. And you're constantly managing dice placements and turning the obelisk.
I feel like just the way you just described that, I feel like someone is looking at us through a microscope, laughing at us, watching us do all these little teeny tiny jobs and being worn out. You know what I mean?
It comes with a hidden security camera.
Yeah. It's like, ha ha ha, look at those idiots.
But I did hear that there's a tabletop simulator version of this now. That someone did a script that you can just say, turn the obelisk, and it does everything for you. It changes the dice and all of that. So
it's supposed to be a game, not work, and this was just work, and it was completely no fun. I believe I got 1 out of 10, and that was for
that's the worst
some
score
art.
Ever.
I think we gave it for the obelisk
for
itself.
The production, because the obelisk and
terrible,
pretty, but
terrible game.
There it is.
Terrible game. Did not like it. Will not play it again.
Let's give it another. She hates this.
So there you go.
So there you have it. Tekenyu is the most hated game of September. And Escape the Dark Sector is the most loved game of September.
Woohoo!
Look at these two.
So be sure to look for a playthrough of this, right?
Yes, a playthrough of that and School of Sorcery coming up
In
the next
October.
few weeks, and maybe even Last Defense. So these are the 3 that we did not play yet on the show. So School of